morning everybody. As you can see, I'm sat at home, just in the process of planning a trip to the Y tomorrow. Today is the 18th, it's Friday the 18th of December today. I'm considering a trip to the Y tomorrow. However, I was just looking on the computer and it's very, very high. Just coming off being in the red, as you can see here. The river's been right up, but it's running off. And this prompted me to go because it's been very mild for about a week now. I don't think the temperature's been below about 6 degrees. So it's looking good. I mean, days have been 10, 11, 12 degrees. Nights down to 6. Some nights 8 and 10 for about a week. So I'm thinking this is good for a winter barbel. But as you've seen, it's been very high, the river at the moment. And unfortunately, this is the weather forecast today for Ross. As you can see, it's due to chuck it down all day. So I'm sure that's going to have the river rising again tomorrow. Nevertheless, I'm going to brave it. What I wanted to do, actually, my original plan was to get out after some grayling. That was the idea. But clearly that's not going to be the case tomorrow. So perhaps let's save that for a few weeks' time when the river's a bit lower and a bit clearer. So I think it's going to be a barbel tomorrow. I'm going to either be after or some barbel. Now, I did want to go to try a different stretch as well, or some different stretches, which is in my long-term plans. But I think tomorrow I'm going to get to How Cable Court because there's that big slack at the bottom of there, and I know that will definitely be fishable because I think the fishing is going to be very, very, very patchy. The availability of the fishing and places that can actually fish going to be very few and far between. I do know that place will be fishable, that slack at the bottom of there. And it may well be that all the fish have got in there as well, which would be a bonus. But that's fantastic. You're probably still here. I've still got this bloody cold. I can't get rid of it at all. But I say we're going to brave it tomorrow. Better day weather-wise tomorrow. It's going to be sort of overcast with spells of sunshine. So that's not too bad. So I'm going to get my gear sorted today. Get an early night. And I'll see you down on the bank first thing in the morning. Well, good morning guys, we're here. It's about 7:45 now, it's just starting to get light as you can see. I was a little bit concerned when I got up this morning. When I went to bed, the Ross gauge was saying about 2.7 metres or something like that. But of course we'd had lots of rain, there was rain during the night. And I got up this morning and the Ross gauge was showing 3.5 metres and rising. I was a bit concerned I wouldn't actually be able to get to the river. However, it's within its banks, just about. I think I must be absolutely crazy, but never mind. Just looking down there now, it's looking fairly wild, but it is within its banks, so that was my major concern. I just thought, if it's not within its banks, we've had it, you know, so I have to go home. But it is within its banks, and like I say, I do know this particular bottom end of this stretch is always fishable. And it looks fishable now, so plans come together so far. It'd be nice to be able to fish a few more spots as well, and I will try. We'll have a walk up the stretch, but for now I'm going to get kitted up. I'm going to get down there and have a look what we're up against. So guys, here we are. If you saw the last Y video that I did, and you remember the bit where the otter was crashing around in that slack, this is it. However, I've sat way down there, but it's definitely fishable. Although if the river comes up too much, we're going to be struggling because it's fairly flat where I'm sat, and literally my feet are in the water. Yeah, almost in the water. If it comes up more than about a foot, we're going to really struggle. So keep an eye on that, obviously. But yeah, looking forward to this. A bit of floodwater fishing. That being that, I've bought my RBS Power TT SU 12 foot 2¼ pound. It's got a 2¼ pound tip in. It does come with a 2¾ pound tip as well, or top section I should say, but we won't need that, certainly not in here. So that is where we are gear wise. I've got Daiwa reel on there. It's a GSBR LT 5000C. So many letters. But yeah, we're going to fish of course, tip in the air. I'm going to fish over to the crease. If you can see, you can probably see over there, all the flow is 2/3 of the way across, and we've got a big slack area on the inside here. I'm thinking I'm certainly hoping the fish will be holding up just off the flow, or perhaps on the crease. So I'm going to fish to the crease. That's the idea. As I say, rod on my knee, tip in the air, and we'll see how we get on. I've got bait-wise, I've got plenty of boilies, paste, etc., but it is winter, so what I've done is bought probably about 1.5 gallons of maggots with me as well. So if we do struggle, we can get on maggots, and hopefully that may do the trick if we're struggling with bigger baits. But I'm going to do the water temperature. Hoping it's, with the weather we've had, I'm hoping it's around 10, but who knows, we'll find out in a minute. So guys, I've got some nice stinky cheesy garlic ground bait, Guru gripper feeder. This is a 3 ounce. I've got a coated braid hook link there, see that? Just the end bit stripped off. I've got a boilie there, which I'm going to paste wrap in a minute, just mounted on a boilie screw on one of these D-rig kickers from Corda, size 6. I do find with these, once they go in, they don't come out. It's a great little setup. So I say it's, you know, we're not a million miles away from Christmas, so perhaps catching on paste wrap boilie is a bit hopeful. However, the water is 9.8, 9.9, so that's really good. So who knows, this may be some warm rain, that's what I'm hoping. Obviously I haven't got much to compare, not being particularly local, but we'll give it a go, and I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, there we go. And straight away. Snagged me. Blimey. Oh, she's pulling. Oh. Oh. Wow. Fantastic. It's plodding and plodding. Thought she snags. Dogging it out under the tip. Oh, it's a nice one. Whoa! Floodwater barbel. Fantastic. Well guys, how's about that? You probably thought I was mad. I did, to be honest. But wow, can't have been fishing more than about half an hour. Right place, right conditions. Fantastic. What a beaut, what a scrap as well. Just a dogged scrap. Fantastic. Lovely job. Right, let's get him back. Here we go again. God, the power in that current. This is wonderful. Stuck in the brambles. Gotcha. Oh God, I have to say, this morning, when I saw that river report, I just thought, it could either be cracking or it could be that I'm going straight home again. Fab. 2 fish and the sun's, well, barely up. Barely up. Fantastic. There we go, guys. Number 2. Fantastic. This is great stuff. So glad I came. It was a real gamble, but so glad I came. Fab. Well, guys, I think we're gonna have to make the most of this. But because if this river keeps coming up the rate it is, by lunchtime, I think it'll be pretty impassable down here. But having said that, I've got my waders on, so I could quite happily sit in the water. I guess I've got my seat. So I guess I could sit on my seat, but the water's come up about 3 inches since I got here, and it's now 9:30. So I've been here not 2 hours. It's come up 3, perhaps getting on for 4 inches. My feet are certainly well in the water now. But never mind. If that's all that happens today, I'm happy. Thing is, knowing about this swim, it was likely that the fish were going to be stacked up in here. So if they were feeding, it's always going to be a good place to fish. Trouble is, this river drains North Wales, and obviously the rain on the mountains can be very cold, so it could have been that the water that had gone in was really cold and it could have just killed everything. So in that respect it was a bit of a gamble, but I looked at the weather, and it's been mild lately, so a calculated risk, shall we say. That's paid off, so that's fantastic. As I say, if that's all we have today, I'll go home happy. And I'm going to be going home quite early, looking at this water, because this path's going to be cut off if it comes up more than about a foot. As I say, we can sit on the path for a bit, and the exit is a bit higher than here, so I'll get out. Like I said, I've got my waders on, so apart from being a bit cold, we'll be alright. Well guys, it was supposed to be relatively clear today, but some big old black clouds coming over in front, as you can probably see. Wind is very bitey, could do without it raining as well, but if it does, it does. Plenty of knocks and taps and rattles. I think it's chub though. I'm sitting on my hands, to be honest. I'm sure there'd be more chub than barbel in this slack. I am fishing to the crease, so I'm still in the flow. I'm sure the chub would have got out of it to try and get it out of the worst of the flow. So guys, as you can see, been and changed my coat for a more waterproof one. The lens is getting covered in rain, unfortunately. I'm not sure where I can put the camera that it doesn't get covered in rain, but we'll carry on. It does look settled as well, this weather, to me. Move the seat back as well a bit. So my feet aren't in the water anymore because so I got my waders on, but that water is pretty cold when it's not particularly warm anyway. It's a bit chilly, so I've got my feet back out of it. Staring up at a rod tip's not great either when it's pouring with rain. Blimey, that was out of the blue. Oh. Wow. This feels a better fish. They have a habit of fooling you, don't they? This one's just sort of plodding. Well, I was sat here, I haven't had a bite for, or even a touch for at least half an hour, getting on for an hour. Just looked at the clock, just 10:30. And I just thought, perhaps I should, certainly perhaps I cast, but maybe further downstream. It looks nice, I could hit the crease across there. I thought maybe next cast, and then bang, over it went. Fantastic. Well guys, here we go, number 3. Fantastic. What a day this has turned out to be. Absolutely superb. Loving it, absolutely loving it. Fantastic. So guys, warmed up a bit since the sun came out, just after we've had that fish. Just had a little walk along the bank, and the path is now covered in that direction, although I can get out that way, so it's fine. And so I've got my waders on as well. I do know where the bank is here, so it's not an issue. Obviously, safety first, second and third. One big thump and then away it went. Oh. There we are, guys. Definitely the biggest one of the day. Fantastic. Wonderful stuff. One thump on the tip and over it went. This is great. What a day this has turned out to be. And the river is still rising. We'll stick it out. Right, let's get this fella back. Brilliant. Wow. Well, I was trying to make something happen, and I have. I was really struggling. I was getting absolutely nothing going at all. And I've gone on maggots. And I've been on maggots for about 10 minutes. And this feels like a decent fish as well. Wow, hadn't had a bite for a good hour and a half, I guess. Oh. It's the middle of the day, as you can see. It's about 1 o'clock. A little bit. Oh. Well, that's awesome. Maybe a coincidence, who knows? As I say, 3 or 4 casts on maggots after having sat here for an hour and a half. I've just got 3 fake maggots on a hair and then 4 real maggots on a size 12. Just shows you, doesn't it? Ring the changes. If it's not working, ring the changes. Well, there we are, guys. A maggot muncher. Fantastic. It's a little change. Spark things into life. Who knows, maybe a coincidence, but it's worked anyway. I think we'll persevere with the maggots for sure. It's off to sleep then. Oh, this is plodding as well. Whoa. I'm going to have to go down to the water again. There we are, guys. I was just sat there wondering how much longer I could stand staring into this sun, tip in the air, staring into the bright sunlight, even with my sunglasses on, thinking about putting my rod down low and just looking where I could put it, and bang, 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 back on the boilies, paste wrap boilie, fab. Got me in all this foliage and brambles and stuff next to me, but I managed to get the net under him. Fantastic. Great stuff. What a day. Right, let's get him back. So guys, last stretch of the day. Sun's gone behind the trees. Bit of cloud coming over. Not sure what time it is. Getting on for 4ish, I should think. 3. Let's have a look. 20 past 3. I hope this cattle grid. I hope this footage comes out alright, guys. Obviously we've got quite a big strong backlight a lot of the time, so I'll do what I can with the footage. Looks like it might be blowing some rain over again. Never mind, I think we'll give it to perhaps 3:30. I think I can give it till an hour after sunset. I think sunset's 4:15. I could give it till about 5:30 or 5:15, should I say. We'll see how it goes. But to be honest, whatever happens, I'll be going home happy. Well guys, I think I'm going to call it a day at that. It's gone 4:30 now. As you can see, it's almost dark. It's been bizarrely quiet the last part of the day. It's been very strange. The time of the day you'd think would be best has been very, very quiet indeed. So I think it's time to knock on the head. We've had another rain shower as well. Got wet again, but never mind. Well, what can I say about today? What a wonderful day. I had an absolutely fantastic time. Really, really enjoyed it. As you can see, I've still got this rod out. I'm stringing it out till the very end, but I had a fantastic time. I think it's 6 barbel I've had today, and a bit of a gamble coming down here has really, really paid off, and I had a fantastic time. Absolutely fantastic. Going to wish for it to be any better. Now, hopefully, I'll get out again early next week. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling, and I'll see you again very soon.